Years ago, filmmaker Josh Izenberg was looking for a documentary subject. When Josh's father told him about an ex-colleague who made a dramatic life transformation, it piqued his interest. That is how Josh met John Kitchin, a neurologist who abandoned a successful medical career because he wasn't truly happy. John realized roller skating was the only thing that made him feel good. So he decided that's what he wanted to do, all day, every day. For over 15 years, his daily ritual consists of skating up and down the boardwalk in Pacific Beach, California. The locals nicknamed him Slomo. The documentary, also called Slomo, has made John a household name around the world. The film has won several awards at film festivals since 2013. But when it comes to John's story, perhaps the message of abandoning perceived success for true happiness is what really resonates.
We haven't the foggiest idea of what's happening in this existence. We're all in the same existential kind of dilemma. I hope there's some meaning behind it all. I spend probably 5 hours, no less than 5 hours a day, skating, rollerblading, up and down the 2-mile stretch in front of the ocean. There's a number of homeless people usually up and down the boardwalk here and there, and they started yelling slow-mo pretty much from the first day I started skating.
I was looking for a subject for a documentary, and right around that time, my dad, he's a doctor, he was at a conference in San Diego. And after the conference, he was walking up and down the boardwalk, taking it all in, and he sees his old med school classmate, Dr. John Kitchin, rollerblading by. It's Slomo, but it's this really a totally different person than who he remembered from med school, and he was really surprised, and he was telling me this story, and initially I was just like, wow, that's really interesting. How does somebody go from being one kind of person to a totally different kind of person?
I was hardworking, thinking only about material things. I remember I would leave the office and I would think to myself, how much of today promoted me spiritually and how much of it promoted me financially? I gradually began to notice that I was getting things backwards, like x-rays. And I began to be aware, like, golly, I might not be able to see as well as I think I can. I got to where I couldn't recognize faces. I couldn't tell for sure if this person was somebody I'd seen before. So I was thinking, gosh, if I'm going blind, I'm losing my vision, and it's affecting my work. And my work is very unsatisfactory to start with. I'm thinking suicide and that type of thing half the time. Why don't I just cash it in and start a whole new life? Like, be another person. I'd paid off my debts, and so I'd always loved skating and skiing. And instead of changing the nature of my practice, and I just decided to take that road. It was difficult, but I did it. It was put right in front of me. I took it. I couldn't turn down the opportunity to have this experience of being able to worship, as I put it, in the way of skating, which is the way I do it. I experience it as a type of worship.
It's Slomo's story, a story of a man who was unhappy with his life as a neurologist and quit the rat race and sort of found something that he could really connect with and that felt real. You know, the theme is sort of the idea of authenticity and sort of what's real and then what's institutional, the kind of things we're sort of forced into in this society that we don't connect with, and then, you know, trying to find some sort of escape from that.
My brother sent it to me.
People come here, tourists from all over. They've seen the documentary, which has been very active on the internet.
Well, I've seen it.
And they come to the boardwalk. A guy just came down from Alberta, Canada, telling me that he had given all his money away in a search for divinity, and what should he do? And I advised him, try not to go off the deep end, okay? If a person who still has a few years of work left in him, if he decides not to give that work to the society, you could see that as being a negative. And I figured that there must be somebody out there that would see that point of view. But frankly, I am extraordinarily surprised that there are a lot of people that are very quietly dissatisfied to some extent with their lives the way they're living them. And the deficit that they experience is in the realm of meaningfulness, or what in the film we said, just a touch of divinity.
What are you doing there, fella? You better come along with us.
There's a scene in Cool Hand Luke where the prisoners are in the ditch. There's about 20 of them, and they're digging, as I remember, with picks and whatnot. There's a guy with a shotgun at one end, that end, and there's a guy with a shotgun at that end. So this one prisoner, he drops his pick and starts running for the woods. And nobody's ever made it to the woods yet. But when he's running, all the other prisoners put their picks down and they start cheering for him. That's the relationship I think people have to Slomo. I'm just running for the woods. I'm not different than any of the others. I've had the pick, I just put it down, okay? And nobody's ever made it, and I can hear the shotgun. I can't hear the blast yet, but I can hear the clicks. You know, there's a time to be in the ditch, and there's a time to run for the woods. And I think we all cheer for each other. We all have the same fundamental experience. It's built out of things that we never thought we were going to find. some good, some disappointing. And that's the story of the existence in this day and time for most of us, you know. And I'm just at this end of it. I'd like the idea of dividing life into 3 parts. And the middle part, there's a lot of gunfire. You know, a lot of people don't make it to the last third, you know. But if you do make it to the last third, I think I can say that it makes a lot of it worthwhile.